horror fans, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams Reacts. It's been a while.
It has.
How are you guys?
There was a holiday and we were busy.
No. Enough about us. How are you doing? How are things? The family doing okay? Okay, great. I'm glad we all caught up. This has been great.
And that's our video.
Oh my gosh. No, over the break, yeah, it was a good Christmas break. And Happy New Year to everybody as well. So there are a couple of movie trailers that we want to react to, and one of them is, for you California locals, a little bit of history. There's a movie coming out about the Winchester Mansion. Ba-da-da-da. Katie knows nothing about the Winchester Mansion. Would you like a little background before we watch the video, or would you prefer to watch the video blind?
Let's do it blind.
Let's do it blind.
I assume that there was murder and that it's also haunted as fuck.
Okay.
You need to hit play.
Play.
I feel their presence. In the air, in the walls. It has found us.
Ancient sin. Ancient sins.
Screen Australia.
It's a gargantuan 7-storied structure with no apparent rhyme or reason. Built on the orders of a grieving widow. Sarah Winchester's mind is as chaotic as the house itself. We're worried about her sanity, Dr. Price.
This looks like a discount Woman in Black.
A little bit.
Mrs. Winchester, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Who is that? The dude.
Do you believe in ghosts, Dr. Price?
The actor?
I do not believe in
He's got one. He's one of those
Sorry.
actors that
I feel the
pops up
presence.
everywhere.
In the air, in the walls. It
I
has
think he was in
found
the
us.
last
Mrs. Winchester, wild and construction.
Terminator movie. It might be
The spirits, killed by the rifle. We lock them away. 13 nails seals them in. I will do whatever it takes to protect my family.
But not move away from the house.
This spirit has a power we've not seen before.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee.
I mean, Helen Mirren
Jason
can do no
Clarke.
wrong.
Root won't hurt in the day.
No, close it, you dumb shit.
Ancient sins.
You leave my family alone. Your anger will never defeat us.
Oh, I don't know. That looks pretty defeatable.
So once again, as I always do with haunted house horror movies, why are you still in the house?
Well, okay. I'm gonna see it, but this,
I would imagine that it's very loosely based on a true story.
the true story, because it is, the Winchester House is a real place in Northern California that you can visit.
Yeah.
The Winchester House, and I'm not an expert, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, but the long and short of said story is that the widow of the house, she was the heir to the Winchester fortune, and that fortune was built off of Winchester rifles, which, shot and killed a lot of people. So
something, guns kill people, something.
after several very stressful family tragedies, the heir to the fortune was living in this house, and she was basically suffering from several mental breakdowns. And one of the things she came to believe is that the house was haunted by the spirits of the people, taken by Winchester rifles. And so one of the things she did to sort of appease / confuse the spirits was to keep building and adding onto the house, because it was her belief that that would confuse the spirits and, like I said, keep them at bay. so to speak. So basically, she kept building and building and building onto her house until the day she died, basically. And so the Winchester house is now a tourist attraction because of a lot of these additions made no sense. There's staircases to nowhere. There's rooms that don't make sense. I don't know if there are secret passageways. I'm sure there are secret passageways. But there are like staircases to nowhere, and that's the design plan going into a lot of these additions.
So basically, we took a well-known story about a well-known woman's trauma and mental issues and turned it into a horror movie.
Booga booga booga!
In which the thing does become, the spirits haunt this house. Leave the house!
What's really sad is that you could take that story and make it a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
But like
where
if you
it do the whole, I'm not sure if Shutter Island is the best example of this because that's a slightly different take on things, but is there a haunting or is she suffering from trauma?
Is it straight up her, the effects of her mental breakdown? You could make a movie
that
about
exorcism movie that was great until the last 5 minutes.
I feel like there are a few of those. I know which one you're talking about, though.
You know what I mean.
It's either The Last Exorcism or the...
I think it's the last exorcism.
Yeah.
Where you spend the entire time going, is there actual demonic possession, or is this a young child being psychologically tortured by her overly religious backwater parents? And then the last 5 minutes are like, here's a definitive answer. And like, we didn't want that definitive answer.
Yep.
So they could have approached it in that direction, but now we just have a haunted house movie.
Well, and it's not
with a
even...
famous name.
It looks like it's not even really about her. It's about this dude.
Yeah.
It's about this...
It's about a dude.
I suppose this very archetypal male horror movie protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And not that there's anything inherently wrong with that, it's just, it kind of looks like you're taking the kind of lazy. I don't want to disparage anybody who's working on this movie or anybody, or anyone's performances or anything like that.
You could have approached it in a much more creative manner, and you chose the straight up and down haunted house horror movie, which we've all seen done 1,000 times, and which is a trope that it's a story that needs its 20 or 30 year break so that it can be done later with fresh eyes and a fresh take.
Well,
because right now we are just beating it into the ground. It's like, okay, nobody has anything new to say or do about any of this.
Again, if they had, maybe they do, maybe this is just a bad trailer, but if the focus was on her and on whether or not these things she's seeing are real or not real, like, that could be interesting, and you could do a great commentary on the state of mental illness, especially during a time period when they don't deal with that stuff very well, where the answer to just about every mental problem was, well, asylum, or, well, lobotomy. Like, so you could have done something interesting.
But you chose to go the generic horror movie route.
Especially when you have Helen Mirren. To just go...
Not your main character.
To just go, booga booga booga!
We have Helen Mirren, and also some dude.
Booga booga booga!
That's this movie.
Booga booga booga!
No, we have Helen Mirren, and also some dude. Booga booga booga. That's this movie.
Yeah,
at least that's what the trailer makes this movie look like. And I will admit, the image of the guy running into the hallway with a hammer and stopping, I'm just like, I just had a Risky Business moment with Tom Cruise sliding out in his underwear. Like, it's just like, I know this is supposed to be really scary because all the locked rooms with all the locked ghosts are now getting open, and oh no, it's terrifying, but
I'm pretty sure there's an episode of Lore about the Winchester house.
Probably.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Probably better than this.
It's one of those things where, as a phenomenon, it's a really fascinating thing to look into, as a real life story of like, whoa. And I've never been to the Winchester house. It's somewhere I would definitely like to go. We almost went on a family vacation once, and we ended up not going. But yeah, it's one of those places where it's definitely somewhere I would like to go. But again, when you're taking a true story and then turning it into just
Some bullshit.
booga booga booga, it's more than a little disrespectful, for one, and two, it's also kind of like, yeah, it's the lazy option. So I'm still gonna see it. I'm still gonna go with my friend and have a grand old time, because again, Helen Mirren could do no wrong in my eyes. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed from a meta perspective that, like, hey guys, you could have done so much more.
You had options and you went with this one.
You had options and you literally grabbed number one and ran away and went, yeah, before someone else gets it.
It's a house that might be haunted. Let's make a haunted house story instead of being like, let's explore this tragic tale of mental illness and family heritage is not the right word. Tradition's not the right word. Help me, you know what I mean.
Legacy?
Legacy. Thank you. I'm a Hamilton fan and I forgot legacy.
Well, and something I would like to know is whether or not, like, they actually filmed any of it in the house itself.
I wonder if they were allowed.
Because that's something I would have really appreciated, is if, like, they worked with the Winchester family, you know, I don't know if they have any living descendants, I'm sure they do, but, like, whoever the caretakers of the actual estate are these days, I would love it if these filmmakers had worked with them to be like, okay, like, give us access to the house, give us the tour, give us the ghost stories that you give to people when you take people on tours here. Like, tell us what that aspect of the thing is. If they did, then I think I'd be a little bit more forgiving or a little bit more willing to allow for artistic license or whatever you want.
The trailer makes it look like they chose not to.
Yeah.
And it could just be not a good trailer. Who knows?
Yeah.
But for now, this isn't promising.
It's not. Gonna see it, but not really,
Right.
not gonna hold my breath.
Are we double featuring this, or are we...
We'll cut off here and we'll
Okay.
start up the next video in a few. Anyway,
All right.
Katie.
I'm Katie. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on Twitch and YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you would like to see our reaction videos and discussions of non-horror things, they live on that channel.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. Be sure to also follow Silver Screams at Silver_Screams. Like us on Facebook, all that jazz. Thank you guys so much for watching. We want to know, have you ever been to the Winchester house? And if so, what are your thoughts? If you haven't been to the Winchester house, have you been on any creepy real-life ghost tours of haunted houses? And if so, what did you think of them? Because, yeah, they're taking history and they're making some booga 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 out of it. So,
I used to live in a haunted house.
yeah, but not
So-
a famous one. Yeah.
Famous to locals! Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
And I want to know what is either the best or the worst haunted house movie you've seen and why. What made it that way?
You gotta get on the Winchester house level, Katie, if you want to brag about living in a haunted house. I'm sorry, you gotta step up your game a little bit.
I lived in a haunted house for 2 years.
Yeah, but you didn't have stairs that went nowhere. How many square footage was this haunted house? I bet it was nowhere near the Winchester square footage.
Forgive me for living in a house that made sense.
Yeah, that's your problem. You gotta live in an insane house where the architect was literally going mad. Jeez, get it together, Katie.
Wow. Bye.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.